What is going on, mobile gamers? Yes, I am here. I am clear and ready to go. I almost said something else there. To check out the R4 card. Hope you guys enjoyed that little segment of, well, it's not the R4 card, the Easy Flash parallel card. I am just grabbing my coffee and I'm going to grab a couple other things here. So I do have a whole bunch of R4 cards ready on the table, and I have the Easy Flash inside of this. I am going to grab some lighting just to move this over. I just watched that with you guys and kind of chatted in when I could. So hopefully we can get some entertainment going on today with this, because this is a really cool Easy Flash card for the DS. So I'm just going to grab my chat open here on my opposite screen. I have to use my phone for this sometimes so I can actually see what you guys are saying. And here we go. There we go. So yeah, so what I want to do today is just basically answer some questions as to how we can actually run this thing. How's it going, Chaos? They're so nice to do a live testing. Good morning, John. Thanks for jumping in. Yes, it is morning here. It's 11 a.m. now. I'm going to test this for a bit. We do have family coming down this weekend, and I'm not going to be on for very, very long, but long enough to try to answer some questions and kind of just hang out and answer anything that you want me to kind of answer. Now, I've already had some questions about can it load Twilight menu and stuff like that, so it's a little bit of a, you know, gray area right now about Twilight menu. So I haven't been able to load DS games from Twilight menu, but I have been able to load Twilight menu through the default kernel on the card. So we're gonna mess around with stuff today. I have multiple different devices so that I can confirm and say, hey, yes, this does work on the DS Lite, for example, because a lot of people have asked me, does this work in the DS Lite for any of these R4 cards? The big misconception about that, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of education, is that this card right here does specifically say that it works for only the DS Lite and the DS. There are other versions of this R4 card, and they all have this stamp like this. If they don't have this stamp, that means that it's a fake card and it's something else. And some of the fake ones, they say .hk at the end, and they basically have that same sticker. And that is a big misconception. Some people are like, well, I have the same card as you. And then they send me a picture on Discord, and it's not the same card. It's a different card altogether. It loads a different menu. And it's because some company has made clones of this thing. So this is the real R4 Revolution card. And that's because of this Truth Inquiry stamp that was on here. And people are saying, well, this isn't the original card. And I know that. This isn't the original R4 card that came out way back in the day, which only runs on the DS and is basically garbage at this point. It's not useful at all. Now, this is one of the Revolution cards that they came out with one for the NDSL and the NDS. They came out with another version of it that has an I, that's for the DSi. And then they came out with another one that works for the 3DS. And no, it doesn't play 3DS games. Now, does this thing play 3DS games? It does not. This is basically an R4 card again, in a sense, where it just plays DS games. Will it play 3DS games? I'm not sure, because this is a new chip. And yes, I did go ahead and try that, and I can go ahead and try that with you guys today if you want. Now, like I said, I want to hear your questions if you want me to answer any questions. I'm only going to probably be on for about an hour. And then I will probably kick it off, and if you have any questions after the fact, I will answer them. Again, I have all of these devices just kind of hanging out here. I'm going to try to pull these so you can actually see what we have here. And then I have all these R4 cards. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop open my my DSi. The reason why I'm using the DSi is just because it has like a nicer screen. I know the 3DS or 2DS XL has a nice screen as well, but I like how DS games look on the DSi personally, and that's just like a personal opinion. Now, let me, I think I have, yeah, this is This is way too bright. There. How's that? Does that look better? I'm going to try to keep the autofocus fixated on this as well. So there we go. So hopefully you guys can see that okay. Yeah, so basically if we go into this menu, we have the R4 or the easy flash parallel menu, which allows you to basically navigate through it just like any other R4 card does. And it does remind me of the wood kernel. I did try to load into YS menu, but YS menu won't even let me play any games or anything. It gives me an error. So let's load into it for a second. And yes, YS menu does let you go into it, but I could not get any games running because it gives me this DLDI error, which is something on the back end of YS menu. Now, I don't know if I can get out of here with the auto reset, which no, I can't. So I'll have to press the home button. So YS menu right now is out of the question unless we get an update from the YS menu team that they have configured something for the Easy Flash. Now, what about Twilight menu? Twilight menu is a big one, obviously. So what I had to do to actually get Twilight menu to work is I used the Twilight menu. Let me go over here into my downloads. Twilight menu flashcard. The one option that I did, I just grabbed the boot, the _NDS, and I grabbed the SNEMule loader, whatever. So Twilight menu will be good for loading like emulation and stuff like that. So if you want to play some GBA games, it will load the game and it will save the game. So I'm going to show you that right now. So basically that's what Twilight menu will do for you, but you have to dual boot Twilight menu. So basically like the smart update card, the smart update card we can auto boot into Twilight menu, but I highly recommend dual booting it because some games work better just using the kernel. Now I've set up the kernel for the latest smart update to actually work properly now. Whereas this one is a little bit different. So this card itself hopefully will get some sort of real configuration for auto booting. I've had the auto boot work, but the problem with the auto boot on this specific Easy Flash card right now is that it won't save your games. I will show you that here today as well. So I'm going to just actually dual boot into Twilight menu and show you that Twilight menu will load up and it saves the configuration and everything when I load it up because I've already set this up and everything. So now that I'm in the actual Twilight menu, I can go into like Pokemon Emerald, for example, and actually just continue where I left off. Now I didn't go anywhere too far into the game, but I did just start the game and then I created my username or my game character name and stuff. Now I could not figure out how to get the brightness turned up on this. I don't know if there was a problem with this version of GBA Runner, but it's pretty dark. I think it's pretty dark. I'm just trying to make sure you guys can see all that. So as you can see, I can continue where I left off, but when I tried to use the auto boot configuration, I could not continue where I left off, and it also reset my configuration and didn't save my configuration to the SD card. And that's what it does. It just basically saves that configuration to the micro SD card. Whereas right now I can, continue playing where I left off. So if I set my time, let's go set the time to the actual time for a second. And it's about 23 after 11. I can wait for my mom to talk to me, and then I'm going to save the game. And we'll go out of the game and we'll go back into the game. Now you can't navigate in and out of the game as of right now either. So what you have to do is just go to your home screen and navigate back into Twilight menu via the Easy Flash menu, where you can still like navigate out of this game. For example, if you want to go quit to ROM browser, go to ROMs, GBA, and then select another game, you can do that. So let's go to Super Mario Advance 2. Let's see if that loads up, which it does. So there it is right there. So now we can just load into another GBA game just like we could normally do anyways with Twilight menu and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you how I got this configured so that it would work as of right now, at least. It might have an update later on down the road to actually work better, but what I had to do was set a configuration for this to work. So I'm going to save this game too after I get to oops, I was pressing the wrong buttons. After I get to the top unlock world there. Okay, so it's the X and A button. No, B and A. Yeah, I don't like the button configuration on this thing. Now let's change input settings. It's gonna be B, and that's good enough. There we go. That's how I like it. I like it be Y and B. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is just play through this just to show you guys how the configure or how the save actually does work and everything. And then we're gonna grab another SD card. I'm gonna mess around with a different SD card, a brand new one, just to show you, because I don't want to get rid of all the configurations for this one. This is my personal SD card, and show you what we can do. So if you have any questions, if you've just jumped in here, or you have any questions about what this thing can do, let me know. I've kind of answered a couple questions so far as to questions from the post that I did. I did a post for the Easy Flash saying, hey, I have this thing coming, a video's coming out today. It's pretty exciting to see this, honestly, because there hasn't been anything brand new in the R4 card scene in quite a long time. And if you paired this up, it's not the end of the world, right? So if you paired this up with an Easy Flash flash cart and a DS Lite, for example, then you have like the ultimate DS Lite in the end. You have an Easy Flash that plays DS games, that DS games can play cheats and stuff like that too. And then you have your Easy Flash Omega Definitive Edition or whatever card as your Game Boy card, which, yeah, that would pair up really nicely, I think. So having that as an option. The only downside is, you know, the screen on this thing is very small. It really sucks that they got rid of the GBA slot in the DSi console, or they didn't make like a DS large edition or something. That would have been a cool option, just because like the DS Lite was actually a really advanced system for its time. And as you can see, I own like almost every one of the DS family consoles now, like the handheld consoles. So welcome everybody that's jumped in here. Like I said, there's about 9 of you in here now that are watching. If you have any questions, if you've just jumped in, we are just checking things out. And yes, I'm going to save this. No, did I not just save that? I hope that saves. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's get out of there, and then let's go back into the game. I was forgetting what the button was. And there's World 1 and 2. So if I just press the home button, and then I go out and go back into the R4 card. We got 11 of you in here today. So what I think I'm going to do is actually, so you guys can actually hear the volume of the games and stuff, I might plug this in and see if that will allow you to hear the games. And there we go. All right, so let's go back into Twilight menu again and load up the GBA runner, and we'll load into just Super Mario World. So we'll go pick out Super Mario World, or Super Mario Advance 3 is what it is. And I'm trying to hear, actually, do I have my mic on? Yeah, I do. As long as you guys can hear it. All right, there we go. So yeah, we can hear the Twilight menu, and it's this one right here. So let's go into there and let's load it up so that you guys can actually hear it. So yeah, so Twilight menu is loading and saving our saves. So I'll go into single player, and there it is. So yeah, it does save it. So the big problem, like I was saying, is that when you use the auto boot function, which by the way, yes, you can just kind of pick and choose one of the auto boot functionalities, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So I'm going to unplug this thing from my DS Lite here, and I am using a Team Group or SD card. These SD cards are cheap and awesome, and they work really good. They are very powerful. They have the A2V30 marked on them, and they're very fast for reading and writing data. I highly recommend you guys to get one of these if you want to check these out on Amazon. I will put an affiliate link to the video after it's done if you want to go buy one of these. Obviously, affiliate links help the channel grow and help me without any extra cost to you with getting a certain percentage from Amazon whenever you buy anything. So if you buy like $1,000 worth of stuff on Amazon, I get a certain commission if you click that link, no matter what. So it's pretty awesome to, you know, get a little bit of a commission for sharing. Basically, I'm just free marketing for Amazon, and then I get a little bit of commission for that, which is pretty cool. So welcome all 13 of you now. So we're going to be using a brand new SD card. This is a Gigastone SD card. I like these brands as well too for gaming and stuff like that. Now there are Gigastone gaming cards. I have those for my Nintendo Switches and stuff, and my kids have those in their Nintendo Switches, and I haven't had any issues with it myself for the last 2 years that I've owned them. And yeah, we're going to be setting this thing up to use the default kernel and everything. So let's see if it recognized my card. I'm just waiting for it to show up here. There's USB drive G. There it is right there. Okay. So now we have that open. This is going to be our new R4 card. So, or easy, I keep calling it an R4 card. It's not an R4 card. It's an easy flash card. So easy flash test. So we're going to go easy test. I'm going to name it R4 just so that I know what this, what this micro SD card is for. And we're going to test all this stuff live. So I'm going to download the easy flash files here and everything too. So we're going to go to the Easy Flash website. So Easy Flash. And we're going to scroll down to their website. And we're going to go to the download section of the website. Let's see if we can find that here. Yeah, let's go back. Oh, there's the download button right there. So let's go there and we will look for the Easy Flash Parallel and the latest build they have right now. And they also have a user manual to teach you how to do stuff as well. So let's download this. Let's go into our folder and let's extract this. Now I already have this downloaded already, but we're just going to do everything from this menu right now. And we're going to put this down here over top of that website because we don't really need anything to do with that website right now. Format's complete. Perfect. Let's close that out. Now let's go inside this Easy Flash kernel menu. And where is it? Right here. So there's only two menus or two folders, or not two folders, two files in there. So let's copy those and put them right on the root of the SD card. So I highly recommend you to organize your card if you do get it by creating a new folder and just name it like ROMs if you want to. The reason why I say ROMs is because Twilight menu does utilize a ROMs directory for you. And I guess you can change that, but I like to just leave it to ROMs. It makes more sense. And then we can create another folder in here called NDS. And then all your other stuff like GBA and stuff. So GBA and SNES. We're going to check out SNES as well. I'm not going to bother with Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Those games and systems run really well. SNES runs kind of okay depending on the game. And then Genesis is going to be GEN, just like so. And then we're going to go back into our internet browser. Hopefully we're still looking at... Yeah, we're still looking at the screen. So again, if you guys have any questions, shoot me a question in the live chat. Oh, here we go. I'm missing all these chats. Can you test Duke Nukem Advanced on this card? Because this game does not work on the R4 card. Hello, Mr. DNA. Second leg on here. Hi, DNA. Quick questions. Gonna be 2 giveaways for consoles with an R4 card that's on stream right now. And when will there be a gaming stream for the DS systems? 3D GBA games don't work on R4 cards. How does the new one GBA games work? I tried running Grand Theft Auto Advance on Twilight menu, but after the first mission of the game, it won't boot no further. It just black screens. Hello world, I had 2 questions waiting to be answered. I can hear it. Sorry, my chat wasn't actually rendering for some reason, so I just refreshed it. That's really weird. So Pineapple here, hello. All right, so 2 questions. Is there gonna be with the I don't know what you're talking about, the 2 giveaways for the consoles. What I have no idea what you're talking about with that. Sorry, Almo. There's no giveaway today. There's just today we're just checking out the Easy Flash Omega to Duke Nukem. Let me see. I don't remember if I have that game. That's Duke Nukem Advanced. I have like a huge library of games, and I'm just gonna look at them for a second here. BBA. Yeah, I'm just looking through my folders because I have a whole bunch of games on here, and I'm doing this off cam because basically hiding things. I have like a folder I have to log into and stuff, so I have an R4 card, but the limit of the card is 2 gigs. Do I have to buy another card to increase the limit of the storage? So that's probably an old R4 card then. This is a different card altogether. Now, their website says that you can only go up to 32 gigs on this one. But you can actually go up to... as of right now, I've figured out you can go to 256 gigabytes. So... yeah, so that's something that you would have to buy like a different one. Any of these R4 cards right here, they can go up to 512 gigabytes formatted to FAT32. Now, again, you probably have like a super old R4 card that might not even render properly with certain games. So yeah, that's definitely something that you have to look into. So I just extracted one of my games here. Extract... Alright, so yeah, there it is right there. So I'm gonna place that in here. Now, yeah, so basically, I'm gonna put that game in there for the sake of this for now. I'm going to grab Twilight menu, and Twilight menu, I already have it on the computer. So I'm gonna go to my downloads and go into my folder where Twilight menu is right here. And we're just gonna grab the boot.nds, we're gonna grab the snemule, we're gonna grab the NDS, and that is it, because we're just gonna paste that. Oops. Copy and paste this over. Sorry about not seeing your messages there. So yeah, so Duke Nukem Advanced, I will test that out, and I will answer anything else here. So I tried running Grand Theft Auto Advanced on Twilight menu, but after the first mission, is there any game patches? Have you looked up to see the compatibility list and stuff like that? There is like compatibility lists that you can actually look into, right? So I'm going to show you how Twilight menu runs. So let's go into, this is brand new, not this one. This is brand new without anything on it right now. So let's put this back in here. And we're going to look at the compatibility list in a second here. So I'm going to open up this menu here and put that on this side, just like so. So GBA runner 2 compatibility. So now we're into the original R4 card menu, and we're going to go over to boot.nds. And as you can see, it has a white screen. So there's a reason for this, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. So let's go back into Twilight menu. We need to go to start. You need to go to settings. You have to go all the way over to where it says reset in homebrew. So turn that off, press OK again, and then we'll boot into boot.nds, and it'll actually load the Twilight menu. So you got to turn that off to actually load into Twilight menu as a dual boot option right now. So the auto boot option, I will show you that in a few seconds here too. So this should let us actually load into GBA games and stuff like that. I only have the one in there right now, so let's go to ROMs, GBA, and let's see if Duke Nukem Advance works. So there's Duke Nukem. And did you say that you couldn't get it to load at all, or what? Can you on this card, because this game does not work on the R4 card? So this is Duke Nukem Advanced. If you're still in here, Chaos. It's got some weird flickering. Not sure what that is. If that's part of the game or what. Yeah, crashing. Let's see if we can change any. Yeah, so this it'll load into the menu, but then it doesn't even actually want to seem to load. So reset maybe. So that's probably part of GBA runner, right? So let's see the compatibility list for this. And let's look for Duke Nukem. And there it is. So graphical glitches. So let's put this off the split. So Duke Nukem Advanced, Europe says it plays good. DS version has less graphic glitches. So there's a DS version, I guess. Some graphical glitches, and yeah, it gives it a 6 out of 10. So that's a game that I think that's pretty much not playable. So very playable, full speed, no graphic glitches. I don't know why they marked it as green, even though they gave it that rating, and it's completely frozen right now. So that's yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, so yeah, it's basically, I don't know why they would put that on the compatibility list as green. They should put that as it's playable, minor performance issues, or orange, and that was like 2 years ago. So I'm gonna go back into this again and see. Now, again, like, the R4 card, to me, is not an alternative card to play a lot of Game Boy Advance games. So let's go back into that game again just for a second. And I know there's a GBA Runner 3, and I think that's only for hacked DSi XLs or DSi consoles. But let's change... Enable VRAM, boost speed, but some games crash. And let's change that. And like, this is not a game that I've tested personally before, so use Twilight menu on boot without R4 card. After missing jump started, just black screens. And what game was that? That was Grand Theft Auto Advance. Grand Theft Auto Advance disable main memory cache to play the game. Game runs faster with W or RAM cache enabled. So if you look at this, it says disable main memory I cache to play the game. Game runs faster with RAM I cache enabled. So that's, I don't know, I've never played GBA Advance. It's not really a game I've gone out for to look for. But yeah. Okay. So whatever I just did, does kind of slow the game down a bit though. So I went to settings, changed emulation, and turned off the enable RAM iCache for this. So let's see if that changes the graphics. So yeah, see how the graphics get messed up when you turn that on? Now, turning those both off, it will just make the game just render a lot slower, and it plays, it's playable, and that's probably why they marked that as playable. Now, I'm not sure how this game plays on GBA. Maybe I'll have to do a test of that. But maybe this is how it plays. Maybe it does just play kind of slow like this. So there it is, playing it. I just showed how to do that. If you go into your GBA runner settings, go to emulation settings, press A, you can mess around with your settings right here. So boost speed, but causes timing bugs in a few games. So I'm going to turn that back on. So that might help with the speed a little bit. But turn off that W RAM cache. That was what kind of seemed like it was slowing things down. So, I don't know, this seems like it's playing. And I would like to check this out actually on maybe the Easy Flash Omega card after. God, the graphics are nuts. Yeah, so once you start actually like playing and shooting and stuff, the game does slow down a bit. I remember playing Duke Nukem as a kid, but not this version. I played the side-scroller Duke Nukem. I think that was just like the regular one. But I never played this one literally looks like it's like Doom. But yeah, so still, no matter what though, we can't navigate in and out of the menu. I just broke it again, so there we go. Now playing normal games and stuff, so if we copy some games over to the micro SD card, that is something like this isn't going to advance or enhance any emulators or anything like that. That's all up to the emulator itself doing its job. So I don't know if they will start creating their own emulation for this Easy Flash card. The FPSs are much higher. That's what I figured. I figured the GBA would be a lot higher for sure. So yeah, seeing that it does play, it plays, but the fact that it does, you know, have the ability to still boot into Twilight menu by disabling that one setting, it's great. Now, any of these other R4 cards, they have, some of them have menus like the Smart Update and the Real-Time Save card. They have the menu for Twilight menu to auto boot into it, so you can just use Twilight menu by default. and I like that better about it. But some games do run better with the kernel, and I like the fact that you can dual boot at least Twilight menu for now. Hopefully we can get the option to not have to dual boot in the future. I'm going to put some NDS games over here, so I'm going to go into my folder and grab them. Yeah, so that fixed it. That's awesome. Okay, good. Yeah, so I do plan on hacking this at some point soon still. I haven't done that yet just because I've been kind of busy with other stuff. But I'm trying to think of some games here. We have Super Mario 64. I'm going to put that all over here, and I'm going to grab some Pokemon games as well. So Pokemon Heart Gold. Grab some saves and Black. And Diamond and Pearl. And White 2. So of course White 2, I did say that in the video today too. Any games that are DSi enhanced, if you go to Google and you type in DSi enhanced games, and no, this is an incomplete list, but these games were basically made for the DSi. So Pokemon, where is it? Right here, Black 2 and White, so there they are right there. So yeah, these games do only work for like the DSi and 3DS consoles and stuff, so that's why I'm going to use that. So what we're also going to test out, actually I had an idea for this, is can we play download play with another DS, for example. So let's see. I turn this on, turn on download play on this one, and I wait for all the files to copy over. Let's just wait for that to do its thing. We can try download play for New Super Mario Bros, for example. Did I copy the wrong one? Oh no, it's right here. What about Mario Kart? I think you can play Mario Kart with download play as well. Because that's one big question I get a lot too, is hey, can we trade Pokemon over download play or between our 4 cards? So what I'm going to use first is I'm just going to use download play, and then I'm going to mess around with one of these R4 cards. Does this one have... Yeah, it does have a micro SD card in it. So let's pop this in for a second. Oh, what I was talking about too on the video. So watch this. I'm going to put this micro SD card in here. So the DS Lite, if you put a card in your DS Lite, normally you cannot boot the SD card or the flash card or whatever by default. This is actually a really cool feature that I found out. If you put this in, and you pop it in, it resets your console for you. So that's a cool feature, because then you don't have to toggle on and off your Switch, and then it loads right into the R4 card menu right away. So if I pull this out, pop it back in again, it'll just, well, sometimes it freezes. There it goes. So boot right back into the menu again. So that's really cool to actually see that. Now this is only for like the DS and DS Lite, but that's a cool option when you don't want to have to turn off your console and just go back into the menu. Now, did it freeze again? So it does seem like it does freeze every once in a while. Oh, I probably just broke it. There it is. Okay, so if I pull this out, and let's say I turn on my DS. Yes, it's still a Hello Kitty. How's it going, Green Scouts? Welcome. Hello, Baron Misha. I think I said your name right, hopefully. So yeah, let's put this in the DS. Let's see if it does the same thing. Yeah. So like the R4 or the Easy Flash has some sort of function, but does it work on the DS? There it is right there. So it doesn't auto boot it though, unless you have auto boot turned on. Which I think I have the auto boot, but there's the DS. Look how dim that screen is. Jeez. I changed the brightness. That screen on this thing is so dim, you can't even see anything. Might as well not even use this anymore. But yeah, so that's kind of cool that that does that. Now I'm gonna actually close out of this menu here. And I'm pretty positive if I go to my settings, oh, all the games are copied over. Settings, auto boot. Yeah, I do have it set to auto mode. So that'll only do that if you have it set to auto mode. So I'm going to change that to manual mode and shut it down. Oops. Welcome, Green Scout. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this thing, let me know. Yeah, on GBA, I don't think I've missed anything. Yeah, so like I wouldn't expect this to change the game when it comes to, yeah, when it's turned off, it doesn't do anything. But if it's turned on and I'm at the main menu, it's not going to automatically turn the device on, but it will just basically reset and let us get to the main menu screen, which is pretty cool, I think. So that is a cool feature. Now, is it a bonus feature? Not really, because sometimes it bugs out, so it doesn't work fully. So I'm not going to use this DS Lite anymore. It does work though on the DS Lite. Obviously, I was using the DS Lite during the video. Now we have all those games copied over. Let's put this micro SD card aside, and I'm going to grab this new one and pop it right in here. So this is only a 32 gigabyte card, and the reason why I chose this is because I don't have to sit there and form what we're going to do. So let's see, multiplayer. Yes. Okay, up to 7 other racers can join. So what about, I don't know if this is download play or not. So I don't think this is download play. I think you have to have the other game. So let's shut this down. What card did I say had? It was right here. I think this one has Mario Kart on it. We're going to test that out. So multiplayer. Let's see if multiplayer works. Not sure what I have this set to, if it's set to Twilight menu or not. Yes, it is set to Twilight menu, of course. Not that that's a big deal. It's not going to make a difference. We're just going to be loading into Mario Kart if I put it on here. If not, I'll just go put it on. And that Mario Kart's on here. Good. So let's see if an original R4 card and a Easy Flash can interact with each other over multiplayer function. Oh, there it is right there. So that's my race, and we'll cut them off. So there's, yeah, we can play multiplayer Mario Kart. Just do a versus. I'm gonna pick Yoshi for this guy, and I'm gonna pick Mario for this guy. Now let's go 150cc. This technology, though, if you think about it, like, this is advanced technology for its time. Like, the fact that we can, you know, see over just a normal connection. Now it's going to be hard for me to to play, but like, there we go. We're playing multiplayer Mario Kart with 2 different types of R4 cards. So yes, that does work. Answering multiplayer if anybody has that question. Now, I don't know why, like I said, this screen is just so dim. It's kind of annoying that it's that dim, but whatever. I'm going to try to maybe brighten that up. I think it might be something to do with my settings. Hello. Because like this screen is brighter than this one is, so at least we know that multiplayer works. Let's test out download play. Now I know, let's go. Yeah, so I turned off that option to exit the game. So all we have to do is just go home. Now this is gonna get disconnected. Communication error, quit game. And I want to go to the main menu anyways, so let's get out of here. Let's go to download play. We'll test out that. Download play lets you play a game with your friend or whatever if you don't have the game, if you don't know what that is. So that's basically what that is. Now I don't know, I think it's just like a versus kind of mode if I remember correctly, for these games. I've never really played that a lot when I was a kid. So Mario versus Luigi, download play, compete with an owner, play with a person who doesn't have the game. And I'm going to pick Mario. And there we go. So there it is right there. So it is working. Download the software. Yes, I do. Yes. So now it's going to do its thing and download the software. And now this isn't running an R4 card on this side. This is just the download play option off of the Easy Flash Omega, which is pretty cool to see that work. And there it goes. So it's starting to load. And now my coffee is super cold. Should have threw some ice in it. Iced coffee. So I got something cool to share with you guys. Tomorrow there's another video coming out. That's going to be really cool about the PSP Go. For anybody that's in here, there's a very cool thing that you should get if you own a PSP Go in 2024, and that's going to be released tomorrow. Members will get to see that video today. Later on today, I'm going to release that to members first, so you guys can see that if you are a member. Don't forget, if you want to become a member, it's only $3 for the base membership fee per month to support the channel. You also get perks. After 6 months, you'll get something sent to you via the mail. It's a little DNA Mobile Gaming gift package. You will also get 5 bonus entries as a base member for any and all giveaways. That includes the Odin 2 giveaway, that includes the current giveaway that's running, that I will share with you guys later on next week there, or not later on, the beginning of next week, which is for that game controller. Do I have that sitting around anywhere? So this one right here. So I'm giving away the BSP D9 game controller next week. Well, it'll be sometime next week. I'm going to let you guys know for the 9,000 subscribers. Thank you everybody for becoming a subscriber, and for anybody that's become members. Yes, I'm giving away a brand new, I think it's still, I don't even know if you can open this. Oh yeah, you can. So yeah, brand new sealed, well, it's not sealed, but brand new BSP D9 Bluetooth gaming controller to one of you guys, shipped to you. Now, if you're not in North America, the shipping will have to be paid for, depending on if you're a member or not as well. So members that are in the medium tier, so gamers and master members, get shipping for free. That's another perk. The base membership free you don't get for free. Oh, here we go. Now we can play. And I just wanted to plug this in here while we're doing this live, because I still haven't done my video about memberships yet, and that's coming out next week as well. An explanation of what you get as a DMG clan member or gamer or master member, because you do get a lot more back. I know not a lot of YouTube channels do anything like that, so that's why I wanted to kind of, you know, write everything down as to what you do get, because I think that you guys should get something back after a certain amount of time for becoming a DMG clan member or gamer or master member. And yes, each perk or each tier does have better benefits depending on what, you know, you decide to pick, and I'm not going to go into it in depth right now, but that's basically the gist of it. If you want to become a member, it helps support the channel. It helps with getting more giveaways going as well. And obviously, if you've won something, one big thing. So like if I had like 50 different BSPD9 controllers, for example, and you won one already and you're a member, then you don't get to enter for that giveaway again. So that everybody on the channel gets an opportunity to try to win something. Just like the Odin 2, for example. So what I'm doing is just kind of just play testing this, seeing how well it works. So that's basically explanation about how the giveaways work on the channel. Just because I want everybody to know that. I've seen people kind of bickering back and forth about winning twice or something. And I don't know if, you know, you never know how the chat is sometimes or how comments are with people. I know some people are just joking around, but some people take it to heart. And yes, so if you've already won like an Odin 2, for example, on the channel, like King Trio, for example, he's not able to win an Odin 2 again until next year. And that's how I'm playing it. So it's going to be like a yearly thing. And then not that I'm going to be giving away probably Odin 2s forever, but the more views I get, the more, you know, ad revenue that I get from those views means more giveaways. That's the other thing. Somebody asked me, how am I able to buy all these Odin 2s? It's just basically YouTube and my job. So I was able to buy them because I work and I also make some money off of YouTube. So that's one big thing. Like I wanted to do kind of a video of, hey, this is how it works. There's 9,100 of you now on the channel. And if all 9,100 of you watched a video that I release every day or whatever I release them, and that would be 9,100 views. And that's not even just those that are subscribed. I've looked at the analytics and there's a lot that actually watch my content that don't hit that subscribe button, which having subscriptions isn't the biggest thing. It's the views that's the biggest thing, right? So views are a huge thing. Supporting the channel is a huge thing. And commenting, sharing. I noticed that a lot of people shared my Call of Duty Warzone video recently. And that, I think, brought in a lot of subscribers in the last couple days and this last week. Like, I don't know if you guys have been watching my channel grow this week, but I gained over 1,100 subscribers in the last week and a half. So I don't know what's going on. I think something's going on. YouTube's promoting my channel. And yeah, so again, what we're testing out here today has nothing to do with that. Download Twilight menu on the Parallel. So yeah, we're in Twilight menu right now. Well, so Twilight menu I've already kind of covered. If you go back into the video a little bit further, I'm gonna go out of this menu and show you Twilight menu again working. So Twilight, this is just the connection interruption. So I'm just gonna close this down. So yeah, if you want to become a member, then hit that member button in my channel. So here is Twilight menu. So we don't have auto boot Alan Cake yet. Auto boot doesn't work properly, at least. I will show you auto boot right now too. Let's show you how that works. So let's do the dual boot function. So this is dual booting Twilight menu. Now I'm going to show you the auto boot in a second. So let's open up Twilight menu's auto boot. And the auto boot one that I chose is the Ace 3DS blue. It doesn't really matter. I've messed around with all of these, tested out different ones, and it just doesn't work properly. So there's Twilight menu, and it does play the games that you would expect it to play on Twilight menu. So can't run Ninny Cunny. I wish Parallel boot that game, no problem. I don't even know. Is that a DS game? Ninny Cunny. Nai no Kunai. Never even heard of that game. DS. And that's just a DS game? Made by Level 5. All right, we'll check that out. We'll see if that game works on this thing. So yeah, this is just Twilight menu again, obviously. Here, let's go. So what happens with Twilight menu when we actually try to load a DS game? So when I try to load a DS game via Twilight menu, it wants to look like it's going to work, but then it doesn't. And I think that's something to do with the bootstrap loader. So it'll sit here for a while. So we'll just let it sit there and it'll error out and it won't work because of the bootstrap level that we, or the bootstrap kernel that we have right now. So I've messed around with quite a few things with this card within the first like hour that I had it. And it's too early yet. So we need the developers, Robert, to work on this and get this running, right? So, I wonder if it's this game is just really large. It's a 500 megabyte game. Now, what did you try this game on? Did you try it just on your DS or DS Lite? Yeah, see, it's just frozen here and it's just not going to work. But I'm going to plug in this while we're waiting into... See, it's just frozen here. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to load this up. And let's go down to Easy Flash J, ROMs, NDS, and I'm going to paste that in here. And it is a big game, so I don't know if it's because it's a big game that it won't load in the regular DS. And we still have, there we go, AP fixed overlays. So there is no way to load with the kernel right now, at least, because we don't have. So if you go into Twilight menu, this is loading the kernel right here. So there's only certain cards here that allow this. We can try this though. We'll copy this over and see if it works. Like the Ace 3DS card probably, or Ace card 2. I don't know which one we should choose. Maybe the Ace card. Because there's a super card, but that's not right. Our WFD.dat. We can try this. We'll mess around with it, see if we can actually get this to work. And maybe we just change the kernel and an error occurred. So there's that error that happens when we try to load via Bootstrap. So what I'm going to do first is just get out of this. And it confuses me when we're actually using that menu over the DS menu or the 3DS menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this SD card in and see if that game will boot off of the Easy Flash card. And then for this card, we're going to mess around with the auto boot function. Did I break the menu for this card? I think I broke the menu for this card. Must have did something wrong here. All right, we'll have to look at that. So there it is right there. Okay, so let's go into here, and I'm gonna actually just copy that game over to this one instead. And while we're waiting for that, we are going to open up, where is it? Twilight menu. I'll close my downloads. Close all of my other folders here. But no, that's not it either. Well, I'm just going to open up another tab. Oh, downloads is where my Twilight menu is located anyways. So let's go to auto boot, or not auto boot, flash card loader. We're going to grab the Ace 3DS card, for example, and we're going to copy that on the root of this card. we're gonna try a couple things. So we're gonna try this by default, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to change this to easyds.dat and see if that will actually load it. So we'll try that out as well. So now that we have that other game loaded, what games do we have? Other NDS games on this one? Yeah, we do. Okay, so let's take this out. Pop this back in here. And it does go in pretty far too, so it's hard to get it out unless you have your nail. Now my fingernail on this side, it broke off the other day, so that's why I have no nail on this thumb. But yeah, so yeah, if you have a nail to pull that out, it does go right in there really far in. So it does read really fast too. Sometimes I notice like some of these R4 cards, they don't read right away. So one more thing. Well, Pokemon Black 2 will only load on the DSi, right? So that game won't work on like a DS or anything. So I don't read Japanese, but this is loading. You were able to get Pokemon Black 2 working on the DS Lite? It's a DSi game. Well, did you say you couldn't get this game to load at all? Well, since this is loading in here, let's put that to the test. Let's take this out and put it in the DS Lite. See if it loads. Let's plug this in. Yeah, it seems like it's loading on here as well. I didn't bring my water up here. I need my water. So while we're waiting for this little menu to load again, don't forget, 9,000 subscriber giveaway. If you commented on the video for this controller, I'm going to be closing out the comments by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day that you'll get to comment on that video. If you want to go back and look for it, you'll be able to win one of these controllers, or this controller right here. This is the actual one, for your gaming collection. And yes, it does work for games like COD Warzone. It does have the ability to change to Nintendo Switch option, Xbox and everything. So what do you think is the best setup for a flash card? So yeah, it's loading on the parallel at least. I I've never even heard of this game. It's never heard of half of the Japanese games. So I do have a method to get Japanese games, obviously, but I don't know if this is just like a homebrew game or not. But yeah, so there it is loading. So the best setup for an R4 card, that depends on you, because, and the R4 card that you have. Now, these two cards, for example, this is the smart update and the real-time save, the real-time save card that has the R4i on the board. I like the Twilight menu boot option. Now, that boot option does let you download, or not download, load into most games and everything, right? So being able to have that functionality is a major must. Now, what were we trying here? We're going to try to use the dual boot option or the auto flashcard option. Now, I would like to see Twilight menu as an option for this, but do I see that anytime soon? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how fast Rocket Robs and the team can actually get that going for the system, or the actual Easy Flash system itself. So might get a parallel soon. So let's go, let's change Y. Let's go to game loader to kernel, go back, and let's see if that'll actually load into the kernel or not. Flashcard might not be supported. Easy Flash, new flashcard. So yeah, so that's, let's see. So that's not loading that. So let's go out of here. It's recognizing the flashcard though. So what I'm going to do is change. I go into here. And I don't know what is in here. I have no idea. Ace 3DS loader. Plus loader. Like maybe if I copy. Yeah, I'm not sure what's in the DAT file for this. So let's rename this, for example. And then we're going to rename this to Easy DS. Oops. And see if that does anything. I highly doubt that's going to do anything, but we'll try it out. So I'll pop this in here. And do I recommend getting this thing? I recommend getting it just because, only for the sake of if you don't have an R4 card. So might be a noob question, but Twilight menu isn't set up yet for the parallel how to load playable games. So that kind of messes things up, see? So I tried to change the menu and that messed everything up. So it did load into the actual card, but if you change the kernel and stuff, it's not working properly. So now, is that because of the FPGA chip? I want to try something. I have an idea. Let's try. That just gave me an idea for something. Rather than using the Easy Flash menu, because this is an FPGA chip, let's see if we can get. So I have an option or a way on my Discord. So I'm going to open up my Discord for a second. So it might be a new question, but it might set up for the parallel how to load playable games. So you can load up Twilight menu, and you can play the games that are normally being able to be played. Here, let's do that again. So I'm going to go into my R4 card. I'm going to change. I'm going to get rid of this, because that's not the original menu. Because there's the Easy DS local save data, DLDI data. So this is very important right here as well. Now, I'm going to deep dive into this a little bit more, maybe, after seeing all this, because if we look at this information right here, this is global settings. We got global settings right here. Let's see if we can grab this information and change. Let's change something here. So let's create our own. I'll answer your question in a second, though. Let's go easy flash. So I've already loaded into Twilight menu tonight as well, or today, not tonight. We're gonna name this underscore. What is the name of that folder? Underscore W. Okay. Create a new folder. Just like so. And let's grab the easy flash stuff right here. Let's put it in there. See if that does anything. Now let's go back out of here. Let's grab easy flash default. So that should be in our downloads. Oops, that's not it. So what I'm doing is trying to make a custom Twilight menu loader right now. So let's see if that'll work. Okay, so now we have our own custom, maybe custom Twilight menu loader, and let's get rid of this folder and let's paste this right here. Okay, now we're gonna have to copy this again, so let's copy this and paste it. And let's change the name of this to, I think it's WFWD. Based off of what all of these other ones are named. Now, one of them is named that in a capital letter. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to boot into Twilight menu manually, like we have been. And we're going to see if we can use the kernel option for that. So let's see. Yeah, see, that's another reason why I would buy a parallel. The other big thing about this card is that, yes, you can think about the fact that later on down the road there will be updates, right? And they've already updated it a few times. And the fact that it is a newer card and a newer chip, we could potentially see other people doing things to this card too. So hopefully not bad things, obviously, but yeah, we would want to see the option to load the kernel. Yeah, we're going to select that. And let's see if that actually does anything. I'm not sure if it's going to. No, flash card might not be supported. So no, unfortunately, that's not going to work. So I was trying to see if that would work. Now, so I don't know if that's anything to do with that when it comes to that card specifically, because I've never messed around with Twilight menu's infrastructure or their however they do it. I don't know. I've just kind of set it up the way that it's told me to set it up. So, like I said, some of these, they named it FW, like I don't know why they would, what the difference would be. Do that, rename capital. Now, is there anything else in here that we should be aware of? Let's compare this. We got our language, we have our UI, save list.bin, save size.bin, last save, easy DLDI dot plus updater backlit, save size. Now, I'm not sure if there's something inside of this that we have to be aware of that will allow us to load it. So ace card, let's just copy this over here and replace it. Let's see if that does anything. Because we now have this, it's just this folder right here is what handles all of the stuff that we need to have to load it. So maybe copy this in here. And let's see if that does anything. Okay, we're gonna do that. Watching the mad scientist. So parallel because just loading from a list instead of the interface. So yeah, right now what we're doing, like we can dual boot into Twilight menu and everything seems to work fine. Now let's see if this actually does anything. No, it's still not. Easy flash, new flash card. So yeah, it still does not want to load into that menu. Now, is that because of the BIOS on this flash card or what? I don't know. Let's try game loader kernel for this game. Yeah, so it tells you what the flashcard name is. It just says it might not be supported. So what makes it supportable? Supported. Whatever word that means. Supercard DS2. What about the supercard? Auto boot system. Yeah, this has a whole bunch of DAT files in it. So this is the wood kernel one. Let's try this one. We're going to try this one for a second. But what I don't want to change is... So there's a WDF configuration file right here. And what this is doing is it's forwarding it to YS menu still. So this is using YS menu's patch. So here it is right here. So that's what that configuration is. Now, does any of these other ones have that inside there? WDF patch R4. So that's what that's looking for. It's looking for this file and YS menu last loaded. Brightness is 3. I've never really deep dived into what this is doing. I just know that I just copy and paste it and it works. So that's basically what that is. So yeah, Ace 3DS. Let's go into here. Ace 3DS last save, and I think that's what it's trying to do, is it's trying to look at that fat menu and then it's trying to load YS menu and do its thing from YS menu. Now, do we have, let's take this out of here. Let's check out what we copied into here. So we have last save is boot.nds. So that's basically just saying, hey, we wanted to boot into boot.nds. But for the wood kernel, so which one was the wood kernel again? Was it R4I? Open up our notepad. Read me. No. So yeah, we're basically just kind of winging it right now just to see. Which is better, Bootstrap or YS menu or Wood? Well, Bootstrap does load a lot of games, but the big thing about using Twilight menu with Bootstrap is that you can use things like cheats. Now, if you don't care about cheats and also don't care about navigation out of your game and into other games, then just use the kernel. It's up to you, right? So you can even dual boot into YS or Twilight menu with the kernel. Like the default kernel on any R4 card. I'm just trying to find that one that said something about the wood kernel. I don't remember. Oh, right here. Right? No. Flashcard loader. Okay, there it is right here. So yeah, these ones right here, these R4IL S cards. So I'm going to grab this and R4I loader .dat. I'm going to grab this and put it over onto our R4 card. Now we still have the DLDI in here and everything. And R4I loader.dat. Global settings. See, there's not much here that's changed. So I'm not sure if Twilight menu itself is doing something as well on the back end. So let's go to the NDS folder. Yeah, something. We'll try this. We'll see if this works. If it doesn't work, then it's not a, you know, wasn't it in the original R4 folder? Yeah, I got it right here, I think. I think this was the firmware for it. If not, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna mess around with it. I think it's something to do with Twilight menu's backend anyways. Still not supported. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get some support for this soon. They haven't updated Twilight menu for like a week now, so maybe we'll get support for that. But we can't even use the kernel or the default game loader or anything, the Bootstrap, right? So we've already tried that, and it does just bug out and freeze. So it'll just give us an error as occurred. And that's because I think Bootstrap does not support it yet. So the only option for us right now is to use the main Easy Flash menu for playing DS games. So we can play DS games and use cheats and stuff like that. Now, did I copy over the cheats? I don't remember. I don't think I copied over cheats yet. And cheats. Oh, I did copy over the cheats. Okay, unlock all codes, unlock all worlds. And oh, I don't have the new cheats on here, but yeah, you do need to get the new cheats to actually make them work properly. But we will be able to navigate into the menu or into the game and I think I turned off the auto. So basically boot.nds, for example, that is a homebrew application, right? So that's Twilight menu, that's a homebrew application. So if you go over to the settings, and do I have my pen? I don't have a pen on this one. If I go over to my settings over here and I turn off reset in homebrew, that'll allow us to boot into Twilight menu. I can reset in game still, so I'm going to do that. And the reason why I would want to do that is so that if I wanted to play another game while I'm in here, I can do so. So if I press LR down A and B, now sometimes this doesn't work when you're at the main menu, but it's working right now. So LR A and B, I can go into another game and start playing my other game. So that's pretty cool if you can actually do that. So that is for that. But then if we go into Twilight menu loads right up for us, and we can have Twilight menu for things like playing Super Nintendo, playing Game Boy Advance, playing Sega Genesis, which I'm going to load up onto the card right now. And I'm going to turn the camera off for a second because I'm going to go for a walk to grab my water. I'm going to be here in 2 seconds. I just need to go grab my water because my mouth is parched. So I'm going to grab all these games first, let them copy over. Now, these games shouldn't take too long to copy over anyways, but I will copy them first. And then I'm going to grab some water. I'm going to show you all these games working on Twilight menu using the Easy Flash. So again, right now, just dual booting games seems to work. But we'll put that to the test. Retro games. And I'm only going to copy a couple games here that I know kind of work. SNES. You got to rename this to .gen rather than bin. I'm gonna do Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if Mortal Kombat works or not. Yeah, I do like the simple theme on the parallel as well. It's actually pretty straightforward and very readable. I agree with that for sure. You have all the NDS. And of course, let's grab Pokemon Emerald again, because that's one of those games that always has issues. And come on, Yellow. So we're gonna go into new folder, GB. And new folder, GBC. There we go. All right, I'm not gonna go get a drink. I'll be fine. But we're just gonna load into these games and see them working in action using Twilight menu. I swore I brought my water up here, but I don't see it on the floor. Usually I have a big water bottle. So no DS from main parallel and emulate from Twilight. So yes, so DS, just play with the parallel, and which isn't a big deal, right? So you can still go into your ROMs folder, go to DS, and then basically if you want to put cheats on, you put your cheats on and do your thing. If you don't want to use cheats, you can do your thing then. The only downside is this card does not have save states from this menu yet. Hopefully they have an update for save states or something, because they can do that. They should be able to do that at least. Now, let's go to boot.nds. We're going to test out some emulation. I have to put the configuration file. Let's go do that quick first. HD Rogue. I think that's the config. NES, yeah. I gotta do that quickly, and then we will check that out. Yeah, so that's basically still into folders, though through parallel, or do all the NDS games have to be en route? Yeah, you can organize them. So the thing about Twilight menu is reading from a ROMs directory perspective. Now, I've never edited Twilight menu any other way. I guess according to Rocket Raws, you can edit that. I emailed him on his Discord, on his GitHub page, and I've even emailed him back and forth about this, because I noticed they forgot to put the ROMs folder back in the latest version of Twilight menu. So I was like, hey, you forgot to put that back. And they said, no, that was done on purpose because of a certain reason or something, I guess. So I was like, oh, okay. And then they put it back in there anyways. And yeah, I just didn't question it again. So I'm going to close out all these notepads here. I don't know what I have open here. Get rid of all this. Now let's open this up. And that's my ROMs path. Original, no time bomb. So they messed this up too. I don't think they realized that. So it has to be ROMs SNES. Get rid of this. Now, I don't think the latest version of Twilight menu works properly either for this. So I'm just saving this. And then I'm going to go... boot NDS right here. All I'm doing is just configuring this so that we can work on or get this working properly, because they've messed around with stuff and I don't understand why they changed everything. So I'm just going to copy this over here and overwrite it all. Yeah, so like the DS, so this card has save states by default. So if we load into this, we can actually use save states, but it's not the best option at all, because it doesn't always work, and it's very annoying when it doesn't work because it freezes up and everything, and then sometimes it bugs out your configuration for your actual game, so you have to basically delete the game and put it back on the R4 card. It's so stupid. But that's why I think this thing has potential. Because we could eventually have that feature, and I hope that they actually listen to that and actually get that feature on there. Now, another big thing I wanted to try too with this thing is to see if we could load a different R4 card menu on it as well. So we're gonna go to the Twilight menu. And I'm going to try to load up some Super Nintendo games and see if that works. SNES. And there they are right there. Okay. So let's load into Super Mario World. And it doesn't load the game or anything usually. It still just boots you back into the main menu of the SNES emulator. Yeah, no. Anybody here yet? No? Okay. Anyways. So yeah, here's Super Nintendo at its finest, running on the R4 card. Using the Easy Flash card using Twilight menu. And yeah, it's still loading and running the same way that it would on like an R4 card. So there's no big changes with that. It might load a little bit quicker, I'm not sure, but still loading. Now, if you want to play Super Mario World, you can play the the super advanced Mario World, right? So, oops. But if you want to play some games, like some games do work on Super Nintendo and some games don't. There's a lot of games that don't work. So is it really, you know, something that you want to source out and try to get playing? I don't know. It's up to you. But I honestly think that I wish they continued development. Maybe new developers will come out and start working on emulators and stuff like that for the R4 card. As you can see, the menu, the game is just squished. Screen layout. It's just squished like that. There we go. No scaling, medium scaling. Let's save that. And there we go. So that's the best you can get, really, I think, out of the game. And it just looks weird on the screen to me, at least. So yeah, there's that game running. But the thing is, still, you have to exit the game and go back home, for example, go back in. And then if you want to play another game or you get bored of that game, you got to go all the way down to Bootstrap, or not Bootstrap, boot.nds, which is the homebrew of Twilight menu. And at least Twilight menu does work. So it's up to you what you do with that at that point. So I just wanted to test SNES. What about GBA? Let's go GBA, Pokemon Emerald. And Pokemon Emerald should load, so. Yeah, Pokemon Emerald's loading as well. So that's the benefit of still having Twilight menu, I guess, right? So all these emulators are still loading. Now, I'm going to try something. I'm going to grab this micro SD card. This is for the smart update card. Or not the smart update, the real-time save card. And let's see what'll happen if we put this in here and try to load it. So we got an error, easy DS booting from micro SD card. So I'm assuming that's just an error because we can't boot into the easy DS menu. Now, does this one have... So we have a micro SD card in this one as well. This is the smart update card. And still getting that same error. Now, I think it's still looking for that EasyDS.dat. So I'm going to load... Let's change this to... Oh, no, this one's a different one altogether. And I think this is loading Twilight menu as well. So EasyDS. Let's see what happens when we do that. We got white screen. White screen. Still white screen. All right, white screen. Not widescreen, white screen. Try one more thing. I think I might have changed the wrong DAT file. To break it. We'll just give it a second, see if it loads. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here after this very soon. We're gonna see if this works though. I just want to see if I can get this working again. Now, for whatever reason, this doesn't want to read my micro SD card. Probably just broke it. There it is right there. Okay. So let's change the underscore DS menu to easy DS. We'll get rid of this one. See if that works. If that doesn't work, then I think we're done with testing things, because at this point we just have to be patient. We have to wait for maybe some updates or something from the Twilight menu team, and still nothing. So yeah, it's not gonna boot. It's not gonna boot anything like that. So what we did was just basically we were trying to see if this would boot into another menu or not. So no, don't think so. So basically just use the default menu, default kernel for the easy flash. And then if you want to sideload Twilight menu, do what I said, turn off that option for dual booting into Twilight menu. I'm going to plug this back in here to show you that. So go to start, go down to settings, and then go all the way over to this menu right here where it says reset in homebrew. So make sure you turn that off, and then you'll be able to boot into Twilight menu as a side option for the time being. Hopefully we can get it to boot into Twilight menu, auto booting it eventually, because the auto boot option, I've tried it. So if I change here, I'll show you this. I forgot to show you the auto boot option quick. Now it's reading. So let's move this over here. Twilight menu. And it's in my downloads. Auto boot. I'm just gonna use the Ace 3DS. Copy this over here. Paste. Now I'm gonna put this in my ROMs directory, and I'm just gonna rename this Easy DS, just like so. And then it will auto boot it, but it doesn't save your configuration files or anything. So hey, what's up, Elite Gamer Leakers? How's it going? I'm just basically still messing around with stuff just to see what we can get going on this Easy Flash Parallel card. Now, obviously, these cards have been around forever, right? So hopefully the team over at Rocket Robs will configure something better for us for Twilight menu to work. Hopefully we will see some updated stuff for that to work. Wait a second. Did that just auto boot into Twilight menu? It did. It just auto booted into Twilight menu. So I used the Ace 3DS for that. Now, is that because I had the configurations already ready to go? I don't know. Let's change the game loader for a second. I'm using the, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, still the game loader still will not work properly. Now, like I said, the disadvantage of this is that Bootstrap is not configured for this yet. And it's not saving things properly. So yeah, that's still a big disadvantage as well. So game loader is going to be Bootstrap. And it still has an error. So yeah, don't do that. Don't use the autoloader right now, at least, until you see an update for Twilight menu or anything for the auto load functionality. So that's basically, I think, everything I've covered in regards to answering questions. I think even testing out a couple games that you guys wanted me to test here quick, just to see if it would boot and load and stuff. Now, so to conclude with everything, I think, yeah, so load into the default menu. If you want to load emulators and stuff like that, use the ROMs directory path like this, so that all your ROMs are located in here, and use the boot.nds for Twilight menu. Turn off the homebrew option for resetting within homebrew so that you can actually boot into Twilight menu, and then just play your games as you would normally play them, the ones that are actually compatible at least. Now, is this going to make any other games more compatible. Maybe in the future it will, but right now I can see this just being like another R4 card at this time that doesn't have all the features that an actual R4 card has yet, just because it's so new. Now, a lot of people don't even know about this thing yet. And the funny thing is, I ordered this like almost 3 weeks ago now. This was way before guys like Taki Udon put their video out about it. And who else put a video? Oh, Macho did. Macho put a video out about it. He was very vague about his video though. Me being the one that shares a lot of stuff about the R4 cards, I was like, I looked at that thing, I was like, I have to buy that. I have to buy that thing. I have to share that with you guys to see what it's all about. Because at first I thought it was a 3DS game thing, and it's not. It's not for 3DS. It's just basically an R4 card that's upgraded. Now, what will that mean in the future? Hopefully lots of great things. Hopefully it means that even games booting out of the R4 card's main or the Easy Flash Parallels card main menu will start working better, like games like GBA, for example. So if we go into let's go to NDS GBA Runner 2. Oh, that's not the right one. My mistake. Get out of there. And there it is right there. So this does actually save the last area that you were in as well, if that makes any sense. ARM9 DLDI, ROMs, GBA, Pokemon Emerald. Is this gonna work? I don't know. Seems like it's already frozen, but we'll give it a chance. And no, it's frozen. It's not working. So yeah, that's not going to work. So basically just load your emulators through Twilight menu. Some emulators will still work through this, but the Twilight menu has some sort of feature in it that I'm not aware of. I'm not sure how they've configured it. I think it's probably something to do with the AP patches and stuff inside of maybe this menu right here of Twilight menu. Now I know I have the screen kind of covered here, but there's something inside of here, obviously. Maybe it's inside of this, a GBA switch, something. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, so that's basically why Twilight menu runs some games and the default kernel for all of these R4 cards doesn't run those games. So hopefully we see something new. Again, thank you for jumping in today. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun seeing me mess around with this. Don't forget to subscribe if you're just jumping in today. Don't forget to hit a like on this video if you like this. If you want to ask some more questions about this, go ahead. I'll try to answer as best as I can, but I think I've covered a lot of stuff about this today. And I'm going to be signing off because we have family coming down and I'm kind of square-eyed now and need some lunch. I haven't eaten anything today either. And it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon already. So hopefully this thing does get a lot of updates very soon and we see some advanced features for this Easy Flash Parallel card. Is it worth it? I think yes, as of right now. Get one if you don't have an R4 card. If you already have an R4 card that works for you and does everything that we've already kind of done on this one, then just keep that R4 card. Because like this one's $10 and the real-time save cards with Twilight menu and everything works great. That one, the Easy Parallel, is like $30, right? So do what you want. Test it out if you want to. Maybe wait until we get some other updates or something. Hopefully Easy Flash continues to update this thing and we see some awesome new features. Have a nice day, guys. I'm signing off. I can hear my family actually in downstairs, I think. So I will see you guys next week when I announce the giveaway for the BSP D9. Get your comments in by tomorrow. That's when I'm going to close off the entries for you guys to actually enter. Signing off. Love you all.